We interrupt this program to bring you a message from Satan.
As you know, I am in the Epstein files over 1 million times. No other president can say that. Not Sleepy Joe or Obama, who lives rent-free in my dementia-rattled mind. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein unless you count being his best friend for over 15 years, flying on his jet, going to his island and assaulting women and children. I'll suck the farts out Putin's ass and start World War III before I release the unredacted files. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT.
I'm Pam Bondi, and I approve this message.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime? That's a white woman, a white woman. A meth-faced bitch, it should get sky high. That's a white woman, a white woman. Under oath, it should still gon' lie. That's a white woman, a white woman. Gave Donnie Slapper Topper just to keep her job. When it's all over, she won't even get the charge. That's a white woman, a white woman. A white woman, a white woman.
He said, just comply, don't ask why. Follow orders, you'll be fine. Back the blues, the bats don't lie. Now ICE killing white people and you want us to cry. ICE kicking in your door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was America ain't free no more. American born no longer applies. Same advice, motherfucker, comply or die. Fresh off the boat, motherfuckers with an attitude. No papers, no English, anti-black and rude. You POC, but you wanna be YT. Seat at the table, as an equal you'll never be. Came to this country off the civil rights side. Get your money up, then stab us in the back. You hate us, but you need us. Gotta make it make sense. When it comes to the whites, y'all just niggas with accents. Let them know y'all just niggas with accents. Let them know y'all just niggas with accents. Let them know y'all just niggas with accents.
I said what I said, lo dije y que I meant what I said, lo sostendré. I don't give a fuck how you feel, no me importa cómo te sientas. If you voted for Trump, rest in peace, paz en paz.
Hey, you guys, welcome to. Hey, sorry about that, you guys. Hey, welcome to For the People podcast. I am your host, Vision X, and this show is for the people, by the people, to bring power back to the people. I am currently here by myself today, so this is going to be a short show today. I want to say hello to everybody that's here. Democracy, good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Germany, TGD, Katrina Owens. Zohran, never seen the name before, but nice to see you as well. Thanks for joining. And K is my name. So anybody else, if you are on any other platforms, please make sure to come over to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. We pretty much see your comments here more than all the other platforms. So sometimes if you're writing in Twitch or Rumble, we might not see it or it might come up a little bit late. But if you are on those platforms, just go ahead and send a message. And sometimes it does come through as well. VQHO, nice to see you as well. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go, we're going to jump right in. So I guess what happened recently is family's first female head drum major in the Delta. So I want to show this to you real quick so we can have our little icebreaker just to, get things started, and we will be right back. So I want to read some of the comments. Somebody says when she said her name, our ancestors raised up and embraced race. I don't even know what that last word says. Now, somebody says she is exactly who she thinks she is. Welcome to the greater sorority. And another person says, now I'm an AKA, but the Delta showed out for her heritage, her band, and her sorority. So, I have never pledged. Just from seeing from a few people I know, just it wasn't for me. But I want to know if any of you have pledged or anything like that. And also, what do you think of her performance as well? Everybody's trying to be Stump the Yard these days. So we got every POC that's trying to copy it, including white folks. They don't do it correctly. But it's interesting because they don't like us, but they copy all of our stuff. So it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So I want to see what y'all thought about that. Democracy, she earned her title as drum major for FAMU. Go watch the whole thing, y'all. So yeah, I think Democracy, do you know if they have that pulled up on YouTube? I know we can't play it here right now, but I'll probably do it later or down the road so that way we can watch it. But yeah, if they do, just let me know. And I think I am being joined by Miss Nikki, our Queen of Judges. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? I think you might be on mute.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can hear you.
Must be your sound. If anybody in the chats, please let us know whose sound is messed up so that way we can make sure to correct it for you guys. So please let us know. But I think it might have been hers. Anybody in the chats, just let us know. And then we're going to try to get her back in before I play the next clip. Is this live now? Yes, everything's live. We're always live. Live 5 days a week. And we are here at the same time. We usually put it on our Instagram page. So if you want to go see our Instagram, or no, it's on our YouTube page as well. It should be there. Let me see if her sound is working. Let me see. Hold on. Nikki, you got your stuff hooked up? Yeah, they can hear us, but I think it's something wrong with your receiving end, Nikki. Maybe your receiving is not working.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
I don't know.
You guys, please say something in the chat because I know we have a short, very, very, very short show today. So I just want to make sure that we can look at stuff. But we're going to go play our first videos of the day. I don't know if y'all been seeing what happened in this daycare. There was an issue that happened with this child. And this is why I tell people, be careful who you leave your children around. This is a clear example of this. And I'm sorry, just growing up in foster care, I am not a fan of white people or anybody, POCs for that matter, even taking or touching our children. I don't even like them touching me. So I'm just keeping it strictly 100 with you. So let's take a look at this video and we'll be right back.
Come on, Nasir. What are you saying, Eric?
There she is, Beth Clement. Even though she's been fired from the daycare, the district attorney in Milwaukee has refused to press charges. The parents have come out, the district attorney said that's not enough to press charges. The kid is autistic, you saw what was happening to him. Black people have said this, we need to organize. We need to create our own schools. We need to create our own banks. We need to create our own everything, because every time we put our children in their care, we are fucking our children. We have seen prison to pipe school.
And I agree with what he's saying. And then also, I want to take a look at this as well. This is a video that's been circulating. This is one of the main reasons why I always tell people, I say, hey, listen, me working with the public is just not my thing. I like to work, with just the workers or whatever, but working in the public or working in a public job, this Amazon worker was beaten by a group of men after a road rage. And I want to show you the videos. Let's take a look.
Gaston being attacked by a group of 4 people in the parking lot. Gaston says it all started with the road rage encounter after he honked his horn at another car on the road. He says the group followed him to work, then attacked him. In the video, Gaston could be heard yelling for help while being punched and kicked repeatedly, including blows to his head. He says the violence actually started even before the video began recording.
Like a minute, 2 minutes before that video started, they was already stomping me.
Gaston showed us the injuries he's still recovering from.
I just want justice, to be honest. Man, I can't feel my face. My jaw broke, my cheek broke, my eye socket.
But Gaston says what hurt almost as much as the attack itself was feeling like no one stepped in to help.
If they can still be beating me, they'll still be beating me, man. Security didn't come to help me. Nobody tried to intervene. It was just me.
His mother, Melissa Gaston, says watching the video of her son being beaten has been absolutely heartbreaking. Shows Gaston being attacked by a group of 4 people in the parking lot. Gaston says it all started with the road rage encounter after he honked breaking.
So when I see that they have security vests on and they're just standing there watching and witnessing, what are they exactly securing? What is the correct protocol? Who are they protecting? Because I know they're supposed to be all about safety first, right? And in this case, I feel like my son was not safe at all.
She says the past week has taken a heavy toll on their entire family.
The mental toll that it has taken, not only the physical toll, but the mental toll, not only on Kobe itself, but our entire family. We're very close, and it's been a tough week.
Despite everything that's happened, Gaston says he's focusing on healing and staying hopeful.
So I wanted to know what y'all thought about that. This is why I tell you. So with the first one, with the lady with the daycare, this is what gets me about that whole thing. And we say this before. These white people don't give a shit about us, and neither does the POCs either. You also seen with this video with the Amazon worker, the same thing happened to him. Amazon has a whole security team, and most jobs I worked at that has security, especially working in the medical side, they also have security as well. And for nobody to intervene, this is why I don't like dealing with the public. This is why I don't like being with the public. This is why I tell people when I'm ordering shit from Amazon, I order shit from Amazon. And people was like, oh, I said it's better than being in Walmart, it's better than being in Target, but at least the stuff come directly to my house. Because I'm telling you what, this is why I tell people stay strapped up and get bear maced, because I was maced the shit out those motherfuckers that did that shit. That's what I would have done. And I also tell some of y'all, get licensed, get concealed and carry. Start put some bullets in these motherfuckers. I bet you they'll start to learn then. That's the problem. Y'all not giving people the business. And then the other thing with that white lady with that child, I love that this stuff is being filmed, because I tell you guys, me growing up in foster care, I tell Black people all the time, I said, if you can take care of the child, make sure to take care of the child, give it to the grandma, the aunt, or whatever. When you start having these POCs, because they don't claim Blacks and we don't claim your asses, and you start seeing these white folks, they don't give a shit about you. This is not the first video we've seen on this show. They don't give a shit about our children. They will slam, they will throw things at them. We showed a video 2 weeks ago where that white woman across the room threw a shoe at that Black child. Somebody should have threw a truck at that bitch. I'm telling y'all, we being too lenient and too nice with these people. Y'all got to start fucking them up. Even the parents, it's just like, I'm so sick. I said it yesterday. I'm sick of docile ass Black people. All that, lest we shall overcome and forgive. That stuff does not work. It doesn't. Now, of course, sue them, get a check, baby. Yeah, get that. But at the same time, I mean, y'all got to start fucking these people up, because then they will learn a lesson like, hey, I remember I did this before. I'm not going to do that shit again. Y'all need to start beating people's asses. I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is, because it's like they want to do it to you, but when it comes to them, you can't do it. Nikki, I don't know if you saw the video, but what do you think?
No, I didn't. I came in on the tail end of it. But I agree when it comes to children or just fucking with us in general. The whole, like we talked about last night, the whole kumbaya shit, we passed that. Like to
Yeah,
have his look like that. If I like, why the fuck my child coming home looking like Stewie Griffin? Hell no. Like, no, I'm whooping somebody's ass, and I'm not, go and get like you said, you get the money, that's fine, but somebody getting their ass whooped, check or no check, somebody getting their ass whooped. That's how it is. I'm not holding no press conference. I'm not begging y'all to do nothing. You gonna handle business, or I'm gonna handle business. Either way, it's getting handled.
yeah, and this is why I tell people all the time. I said it's just not working. Y'all got to start slumping a hole in these motherfuckers' backs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's getting me about it. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day in regards to my comment that I made about that black couple in Chicago that ran through. They were trying to get to their house, but ICE was actually in front of like the neighborhood and stuff. And it was like, oh my God, well, it's ICE's fault. And, I said, yes, it's 100% ICE's fault. But as I stated before, where's your survival skills? I mean, literally, if this is why I have to tell people, if black people seeing KKK in front of their house and are the neighborhood in the 1960s, 50s, 40s, whatever era it was, do you honestly believe the black people sitting in the car would have rolled through them and knowing what these people are capable of?
Exactly.
No, they wouldn't have done that. I said that's just a level of stupidity on the parents. I don't care how people feel about it. I am so sick of people doing blatantly stupid shit, and then they want sympathy or they want a reward for blatant stupidity. You put your children in danger. You know ICE just shot Renee Good. You know they shot Alex Pretty in the head, and then you still ran through them. Like it was just dumb. You put your child in danger, regardless of it being ICE or whoever's 100% of their fault. I'm not. When it's a protest, you don't see me there. I'm like, oh, where's the protest at? Oh, let me go around the other way around the city because I don't want to be stuck in traffic. Because out here, it shuts everything down. You ain't trying to be stuck in LA traffic. I don't care what that ain't happening. I mean, it's bad enough just to go 5 miles. That's like 2 hours. You think I want to be stuck in a protest? Yeah, the traffic out here is insane. Like when you're going through because there's the highway is very particular in terms of which street you can get off on. And then sometimes it's so much construction going on that it blocks that. So then you're stuck on this road, and it's like one car a minute is moving past the stoplight because there's so many people. So when it's a protest or something, it's just like you got to have more common sense just in general. It's not just about, oh, I need to get to my house, whatever. You have to have common sense. And I think that's the problem with a lot of black people. We need to start closing rank. That's the problem. We're just not paying attention to our surroundings. We're just acting like, oh, this is 2026 and everything's rainbows and lollipops. And then when you get your ass whooped or when you see a cop that drags you down the street or whatever, then you're all shocked and on the news. And I'm like, be aware of your surroundings. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to remind people about that. At the end of the day, if you put yourself in danger like that, that's your fault. And then I want to read some of the comments as well. Tiku says, if we haven't overcome by now, we need a new tactic. Exactly. And I keep telling you, clear example. We're going to play this a little bit. All those Israelis, they're running. They're running away from the alleged promised land that was promised to them 3,000 years ago. That's why I told you guys that shit wasn't. It was never theirs. Because I've never seen somebody just abandon their home. You know what I mean?
You fought for this shit. Now all of a sudden, you fleeing the very place you saying you done killed other people in the name of this holy land that you say is yours. But now that you're losing the war, now you're fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
Benny Baby said, "Fuck y'all," and left.
Yes.
He left his people. He left the chosen people to sort that shit out.
Yeah. And that's I tell people, common sense and comprehension skills is lacking. Even when you read articles, it's people and we're gonna go on politics a little bit later. But even when you read articles and stuff, and you see people say, "Oh, I didn't know this was happening," the writing was on the fucking wall, especially for Latins. The writing was on the wall. 2016, he said, build a wall. I remember my Latino friends didn't even come to work for 2 weeks. Didn't come to work. You had Jim Bob and them, they was popping willies in the middle of the street, all types of shit. They didn't come to work. They knew what was up. But then, well, I seen that happen, but I'm going to vote for him a third time. He didn't win that time. Biden won. Well, I see, you know, he's doing a campaign and it's talking about the illegal immigrants, but I'm not illegal, but my grandma and abuela are illegal, but I'm still going to vote for him. I'm sorry. I cannot hang around stupid people. I cannot hang around unintelligent people. I don't care how people feel about it. You can get upset all you want. Y'all got to start having common sense and comprehension skills. That's the best advice I can give you right now. At FTP, we try to close rank here to let everybody know, hey, this is what's going on. But I tell people at the end of the day, it is what it is. And speaking of that, we're going to talk about some biracial things because this has been a huge topic with just like colorism and stuff like that. And so this, you know, a white girl was in here explaining that she feels like, you know, it was, is she black or is she not? That's the question I'm going to ask you guys. Is she black or is she not? But she's going to explain her story, and I want you guys to take a look. We'll be right back.
My biological father is African American. I'm going to break it down for you because I know what you're thinking. This girl is insane. There's no way she has green eyes, very light skin, and blonde hair. Like, there's no way. Growing up as a kid, I always got, that's your stepdad, you must be adopted. This video is honestly for educational purposes to just let you know, like, people can look like me and be mixed. So let me break it down and show you my parents. Alrighty, here is me and my dad. This is my dad, his name is Lance. Here's another photo, it's kind of blurry, but yes, he raised me my entire life from when I came out the womb. Here is another photo of us when I was younger. And this is my mom, so I definitely took after, like, her skin tone, her hair. I'm looking like a weird ass little baby in this pic, but this is my mom again.
But I realized after a few years of deep diving into race science and eugenics, we're actually right on schedule. Because it only takes 3 generations to breed something in or out. And white women were colonized first. I mean, we have to come to terms with the fact that we're not from here, we're European American, and we were persecuted religiously. And the way that they did that was to breed our nationality, heritage, and culture out of us. With that being said, that's where it's very easy to understand if you want something done, it doesn't matter that it's not done overnight. It is.
And I want to play this next one. This was pretty interesting. This is coming from the black side. And I want us to have a real conversation about this. Also, if you want to come on the show, I'm going to put a link in the bio, actually in the comment section, sorry. And then that way you can join the conversation as well. Take a look.
Biracials are attacking me in my comments because I said if you're biracial and you have a baby with a white person, your baby is not black. Science said it. I'm just repeating it. No need to fight me. If you know that one parent is black and one parent is white and you have a child and that parent is white, then that baby is white. Don't you think it affects monoracial people? And don't you think you are speaking from a place of privilege by telling a child that is not black that they're black, that is not even black presenting that they're black? What does that say about black people? Stop speaking from this soapbox about, oh, the black people didn't accept me and I didn't know what I was. That is a choice made by your parents. It has nothing to do with the entire cultural community of people because your parents decided to have a biracial child and then you decided to have a baby with a white person. Now, if you want to Diana Ross your shit, that's okay. But you do not get to raise these children telling them that they are black. You could say, what you could say is, hey, your granddad's black. Your grandmother's black. You, my friend, you're white. And that's okay.
There was a report that came out not long ago that said at the current rate, if black men and women, but mostly men, continue to reproduce outside of their community, by 2050, most African Americans will be mixed race and they will not identify as black, which is to say that we may go down in history as being the first population ever to eliminate themselves. So it's not a joke anymore. Everything we're talking about, from reparations to criminal justice to the survival of HBCUs, none of that will matter.
All right, he get on my nerves. He be speaking some facts, but he's kind of like a Candace Owens to me. He's kind of this pandering dude, and I'm like, But what I got from this, and this is me having a medical master's in health administration, okay, and learning about science and stuff. Biracial is biracial, okay? I've always stated that, and the science proved that. And even these eugenics, when you start looking at these racist people that's always talking about eugenics and advance the race, that is true. My cousins, they don't even, when I say they are whiter than white people, freckles, the hair, they even lost their rhythm. They can't even dance. They be dancing, they be doing this, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like the whole white gene, the black gene just got erased from them completely. And this is why I tell you people, when you see biracial people, I don't even like them using, I don't like nobody using the N-word for that matter. We say it a lot on this show, but we just making explanations. But when it comes to some biracial, especially ones that's like white looking, I don't even like them saying it. I tell them straight on up, you said I'm gonna pop in your fucking mouth. No, your father or your mother is biracial. Your father has sex with a white woman or a white man or whatever, and they created you, and you don't have any type of black identity and everything. Most of your features is white. So I tell people, y'all need, as way back in the day when they have this white passing, and we showed an episode of that before, you're considered white to me. You don't have the legalities or stuff to sit here and say that you're black. I'm sorry. I think biracial needs to be considered what it is, biracial. And that's just the way it is. I want to know what y'all think about this, because this topic is like so played out with the colorism shit that at the end of the day, biracial is biracial. I don't consider you black, nor I consider you white. That's for biracial people. But if the biracial person has sex with somebody that's black, then of course you're going to get more. You're black, and I consider you black. But if they breed with somebody that's white, your ass is white, and you better not be saying any of that shit around me. Nikki, what do you think?
No, I agree. I think it's how you phenotypically present. So it's like, if you're like a Halle Berry, that's a black woman. She can't say I'm a white woman. Then you have Mariah Carey has always been the one for, because it's just like, I love Mariah. I'm a Mariah stan. But the way she dragged out the biracial shit for like decades really threw me, because it was like, when you listen to her and where she grew up, you see the black side or the Afro Latino side, right? Because her dad was Afro Latino, so you see the black Afro Latino side when it comes across in the music. But when you look at Mariah Carey, had you not known about the Afro Latino side, what would the consensus be if she identifies as a white woman? Like, just looking at her, and especially like looking at her now, but when you look at her before, like when she was just a kid singing and stuff, you knew it was some nigga there. But as she grew up, and then you get the glam and all that shit, you would say that she, but we know what she is. Or Kamala Harris, that is a black woman. She does not present. Does she have the Indian in her? Yes. But when you think about an Indian person and what they phenotypically look like, she does not look like that. She looks like a black woman. Her hair is like a black woman. It's not like an Indian person. Everything about her is black. That's what the part that I don't understand, how you can say she's not black. Or look at Barack Obama. That man's mama is white as snow, and the daddy is black as the pitch midnight. But when you look at him, you see a black man. You cannot deny that he is a black man. You can't do it. It's really that simple. And I agree, the ones that present phenotypically white, let's stop the bullshit. Y'all lean into that whiteness. You lean into that whiteness more than you do the blackness. And like we say, it tends to be, if the mother is black, regardless of how the child phenotypically presents, they will be more in touch with their black side. Meaning they may present like white, but they'll be aware of what the fuck is going on with black people. they'll be able to use their white privilege for their relatives, and they'll be locked into what the fuck is going on. Versus when the mother is white and the father is black, you tend, because the mother typically has the most control raising the child, that's when the anti-blackness jumps the fuck out. That's
Hmm.
when y'all are confused biracials, because their mother liked the black dick, but that's it. Everything else needs to be white. She does not want a daughter that reminds her of a black woman. She wants a white woman. And that's why you see a lot of the biracial women that lean phenotypically to the white side, or they have white mothers, even
Hmm.
if they look black, they going through an identity crisis because they look black, but they're raised by a woman that is anti-black. And there has to be some correlation, because typically when you see black mother, they're in touch with the blackness. White mother, they're not. Same thing with if you have a son. The son has a black. Look at what his name is. Is it Jesse Williams, the
Yes.
actor that's activist?
Hmm.
Saying in this, I think he is the case where the mother is white and the dad is black, and he's actually like woke. So
Yeah.
it'll be a one off here and there, but of course it all depends on the parent. But this is the thing about having, when you, and I'm not against interracial, but this is the part that you can't be selfish with. If you're going to be with a person outside of your race, you have to think about your children that you're
Yeah.
going to one day have, because you got to be prepared for, what if that child come out looking like me but it don't look like you, or vice versa? How is that white looking child going to navigate the world with a black mother like me in a racist world like this?
Hmm.
And God forbid something happens to the father. Like, how are you navigating this? Y'all are just y'all thinking about hair type. Oh, I'm gonna have a baby with her because I want nice curly hair. You're not thinking anything above that shit. And that's what the problem is. You're not thinking ahead. And I will say, and take this how you want, when I see these commercials, I don't have a problem with the interracial, but it fucking bothers me that it's always a black man and a white woman. It is never, you never see, first of all, why can't it just be a black ass family? Niggas eat Cheerios.
Sure do.
Niggas eat frosted flakes. Why can't we be in the fucking commercial as a fucking family? I don't mind a mixed family, but it never fails. You always have the white mother, the dark skinned father, the daughter looks fucking exotic, so you don't know who the fuck she took after. The son, none of them look, none of the kid, the dad is the only nigga in there that looks like, oh, that's a black man. That's it. I don't like that, because with the white woman, she's the one that gives the life.
Yeah.
And what does it say? You're in some way preserving, like they said, the whiteness. Why can't you don't ever see a black woman and it being a white man? Or just mix people in different, like, it's like interracial, the only thing they know is black and white. Like, mix some other people up if you're gonna do that, but at the same time, show black families. White families eat dinner together. Black families eat dinner together, or breakfast, or whatever the fuck it is. We do that, and you don't show it. There's this push that you have to, like, it has to be. We got to show everybody.
Hmm.
No, you don't. You can have an ad with just black people. You can have an ad with just white people. It, whatever message you're trying to convey. But I don't like it when the DEI is shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Like, you ever watch a movie or something and you know this character don't belong there, but they're sticking the character in there because they want to make sure, we got to represent everybody, and then it just feels so, ugh. But that's like my side pet peeve is whenever I see, like, the fuck, I go in the store and I see the big ads and shit, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, here we go, a fucking white woman, this, fuck it, this shit. Like, we can't, like, damn, we can't have some niggas just together buying shit, like, buying household items, like black women don't shop for houseware, like it's only white women that decorate and shit like that. Like, those are the things that's not marketed towards us. Like,
Hmm.
we're women and we're people, and we care about our home and we decorate and we do that. No, that's for fucking Susie and shit. They're always directing that at they're the white women are the homemakers and black women will just clean your shit. Like that's the part that kind of like gets me about it. But and then I think somebody in the comments talked about Meghan Markle.
Mhm.
She's another like I take her side because it's going against the white bitch.
Mhm.
That's why. But we're not gonna fucking sit here and act like Meghan Markle is so deep with the niggas. It's just it's not,
She's not.
and that's a one off because she has a black mom.
Mhm.
That's what I say. That's the one off where I found it very weird because her mother is a black woman and an island woman at that, I believe.
I don't find it weird because look at Candace Owens. She thinks she is whiter than white. She's going hard for Charlie Kirk so much. I think that she's probably was fucking him. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
of course, of
And so
course, of course.
I'm not surprised that Meghan Markle is like that because you see Candace Owens as I'll take a step one further. Condoleezza Rice. She don't like that woman ain't nothing really black about her besides her skin. That is it.
Yeah, and the hair.
You know, I'm just keeping yeah, and that hair. I'm just keeping it strictly 100 with you, and that's why I be telling people. I said when you look at the commercials you were talking about, like the Cheerios and stuff like that. The reason why they target the black man over the white woman. This is just my train of thinking. You guys can write in the comments. The comments is pretty lit today. You guys can write in the comments. But when you're seeing the black man, the strong figure, even when it comes to porn, the BBC, the big buck, even in the movies, the big black bull and stuff like that. And you got white men idolizing them. Even when they used to chop off our dicks after they hang us, the man will put it up as a trophy in the house because you know they don't have a dick like that. Well, most of them don't. So they will put it up. I mean, this is real stuff. And so you see that they go to the NFL, and so they're like, oh, we want to see that these men is bringing that money back to the white side. So then you start to see what's the light skinned dude that's in basketball right now, Curry, Steph Curry. You start to see that happening, and then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. It's like you bring the money, the resources back. Even Michael Jordan's bald headed ass, he with a white woman. It's just the way things are. That's what this eugenics thing. That's how they're getting our race even lighter and lighter. And then you get like a Candace Owens on top of that. I'm not surprised that Meghan Markle is, doing her white side because that's where the benefits from. If you were to see her on the street, you wouldn't know Meghan Markle was black. I wouldn't. So it's real stuff that happens. And I would be honest with you, and somebody asked me this. They said, with your what you're doing in your master's degree and everything, what race would you want to be? I said, if I was to be a race, and this is just me telling you guys, I would still be black, but I would want to be light skinned black. I'm just keeping it strictly 100 with you. That's just because I tell people if I was at least light skinned black, where I was, my parent biracial, but I have more of the white side, but I have my nigga side in me, I would probably be a CEO right now of a company. But and I hate to say it, with my dark skin, I have had so many roadblocks with that because they prefer lighter, whiter people. Even though they're not smarter than me, even though they're not more intelligent than me, they will hire the biggest white idiot off the streets. And I have seen this happen to women who have 15, 20 years of experience, and they will get passed up for the idiot white dude with a college degree, a community college degree, and experience as a plumber. And he's their manager now. You know what I mean? And they're having to do his work. So I see where people are going from in terms of this issue, but I'm just being strictly 100. That's what I would want to be. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, if I came back, I'm still gonna be black. I don't like. I've always, I guess what we call me red in Miami, coming from, I guess, and I think it's how I see men because my dad is really dark skinned and my mom wasn't like super light either. So I don't know. I just came out how I came out, but there are lighter people like in my family, but my dad's side is like the darker side. But that affected how I saw men. Like I'm always would be attracted. Like mind you, I married a light Nigga, who,
Mhm.
by the way, thinks he's dark skinned. So if any of y'all would like to check him into fucking reality, please feel free. But that's what I would look for, because that's what my dad, that was my first man. So I would always be attracted to, darker skinned guys, but I would never eliminate anybody else. Like, okay, I can't deal with you because you're light skinned and,
Mhm.
and shit like that. But growing up with that, I see firsthand colorism within the black community.
Yeah.
How somebody like me is treated different than someone dark, especially when it comes to the hair. That was a big thing. And I think what's detrimental is how in that community, black community, we make hair everything. So it's just like the when I would go to school, the girls who were dark skinned and maybe had like coarser hair textures and stuff like, and I mind you, I did have perms and shit like that, but my hair was naturally curly,
Mhm.
the kind that, I guess good, whatever the fuck that meant. But I grew up in that era where they would say that, and it was like, looking back, fucked up. But at that time, it was acceptable. But the older I got, and especially me now being a mother and having a brown, darker daughter, I always made sure that never entered the house. Like,
Yeah.
she never felt a way about color. That was never an issue in the house. That was never, I never wanted her to feel like, oh, light is better or
Mhm.
anything like that. When it came to makeup, obviously certain things we can't share, but she never felt that growing up. Whereas I have dated men
Mhm.
who would have daughters her age and would be like, oh my God, you light skinned. Just look at you next to me. And it's just like, but you have a dark skinned daughter. Like, how would you feel if a nigga was saying this to her?
Mhm.
That's really, and like hearing it as an adult, you're just like, that's really a thing for you? Like you out of everything about me, the light skin, the light, and I'll say lighter skin. I don't want to be light skin, but I ain't passing no fucking paper bag test, nigga. Okay, like I can't.
Yeah.
I might be a little light, but at the end of the fucking day, I'm not passing the test. But yeah, I love that we come in all different hues.
Yeah.
I love seeing a dark skinned person with like bright colors on. I love seeing that, and I think that is what should be celebrated more. Like, black is beautiful with every somebody my complexion, fine. But I feel like people my complexion
Mhm.
have always been celebrated to a degree. So I want like darker skinned people to be like, that's the standard. That's beautiful.
I think we have one of our viewers. Give me 1 second. We're going to have them come in because I think this might be a conversation they want to join in. I think it's Rob. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
I'm all
Hi.
right.
Good.
Yeah.
We can hear your sound is a little muffled.
I'm sorry. First time I'm using an old camera.
Okay. Do you have a way to? I can try to. Let me see if I can fix it on my end. Say something else.
Something. I
I
really
think.
want to get in on this conversation. Fascinating.
Okay. Do you think, Nikki, you can hear him? I know it's
I,
muffled.
I can I can hear it a little bit, but like we just have to we have to mute us when he's talking.
Okay. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead. You can talk. Just talk a little louder though, if
All
possible.
right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Basically, as I said, I thought the conversation was interesting, especially when it comes to race, because when you're talking about phenotype in my family, we have it all. In terms of we have people who are darker skinned and that really definitely two parents. We're both brown skinned. And in terms of race, we kind of evolved that black and white thing. Uh, in California, it's a sort of a thing. So, I think that brother, he's black and white. I'll just tell you something funny. I had my Asian friend all lifted up. another. You know, so he was there. Then he looked Asian. But in terms of when you mentioned before, if you could come back as a lighter skin, I would say no, because Southern Terry is Jews and black and and in your case, brother, you kind of look like says that my fault.
I can hear a little bit, but it's bit of
It's
a delay, so it's kind of it's coming out
it's
a
just
little bit
very,
muffled. That's
it's
all.
very muffled. If possible, I don't know if you have like a mic or something to put on your actual phone or something,
Do
or
you have headphones? If he tries that,
I do.
yeah, well, it's the projection because you got to have
oh,
your
okay,
video input. The good thing,
oh,
well,
okay.
it would have been great if Trey was here because we could have been able to hear him, and he could have called in on the phone, but we don't have the phone here with us.
Okay, Trey will be back. If you can join tomorrow, because
Yeah.
Trey will be on tomorrow, and you can do the call in, so that'll work better. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much because we definitely want to hear what you have to say. Like we really do. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think
I
this is going to be a good conversation to have. Actually later this week, but tomorrow if Trey is here, because I think we need to talk about it because there even with my cousins and he was explaining that he has a wide family. I did hear that of all the different colors and shades. The thing to me is that my family is divided. You know,
mm-hmm.
you can tell that the black side and the white side because what happened is the two the grandparents, one came out dark and one came out light, but they're both dark, so that was interesting. So it was like whoa. So, but one came out light, so there must have been a mix or a skip somewhere down the line to where she came out light. But what happened is because of the privileges she received, she passed it down to the lighter skins, and then they only date light skin or they only date white. So the kids, so the men, they date white women. The kids are white. They don't associate with us. They don't call us. They don't do nothing. They don't want no family reunions. They don't want to be around us, and that's fine. But even when it comes to like somebody has, I think it was Jamie that said in the comments, it stated that oh they're trying to get our like genetics. I said actually the genetics erase because what happens is Steph Curry is mixed. You can tell that's a nigga. That's a mixed dude. But when they mix that way, my cousins, when I tell you we were playing music and stuff, and even the handshakes, they was like fumbling the handshakes and stuff. It's like it just all their blackness just left. And I was like, wow. When they were dancing, they danced like they was having a fit. And I was just like, it's like all the black just got erased from them. So that's what I saw from my experience. What were you about to say?
I was saying, Kay, as my name said, it's usually dark skinned dudes that complain about dark skin on a woman. It's like you hate yourself and there's nothing wrong with dark skin. Them dudes just be ugly. I agree. What I don't like, what I cannot stand is for black men. And it's always the dark skinned men that get on here and talk about other dark skinned women like your fucking mammy is not dark. Or I don't like dark fat women when that's what your mother is. That's what your grandmother is. And if a man didn't like your mother or your grandmother being a fat black woman, you being a fucking napkin. That's the shit that pisses me off because it's like, where is the hatred coming from? Your sister looks like that. That's how and then or the ones that have, especially when it comes to celebrities, and I know this happens in everyday life, but to see it on a grander scale, when you have these rappers that start out and they'll get with a woman that's in their area, in their neighborhood or whatever, right? Have a couple of kids with her. Soon as they get on, what they do, they go find a white woman or a Latina or an exotic looking bitch and have a bunch of babies, right? And that's the ones that you putting all up in the magazines and you doing all this type of stuff. But then you have your other children over here. How do you expect them to feel and navigate the world? Are you saying, hey, my mom is ugly, so I'm ugly, and then you wanted to go and have a baby so the other kids could come out lighter with better hair? Like you hate yourself that much that you're trying to erase yourself. And these be the same niggas that be here talking about legacy. How the fuck are you talking? First of all, you don't know the difference between legacy and lineage. But regardless of the two, how are you going to discuss these things when you hate yourself so much that you are purposely breeding with women to get rid of the blackness?
Yeah.
How is that going to be your legacy? How is that your lineage when they're not going to look like you? And chances are, if they're around people that look exotic looking like them, what are they going to do? End up with either exotic looking people or white people.
But you know,
and that's
but you know,
how it's going to be.
I get what you're saying, but you know, this is the thing that I being from Kansas and Missouri. I remember there was and I've told plenty of stories about this before, but I remember it was this light skinned girl, and it was this black dude. This black dude was gorgeous. He was like Morris Chestnut on steroids in high school, and he was voted, prom king all the time. Well, there was this pretty girl who was light skinned, and she transferred to school or whatever, and he was like, well, I want to see if we can be prom king and prom queen. And the first thing I heard her mouth was like, oh, I only date light skinned men. That and so even to make somebody who was top tier like that, muscles, everything in high school, the light skinned girl, and so they was like, well, damn, he's never been rejected. He's like, well, damn, I'm being rejected by this light skinned girl, and he's get light skinned girls before, but she had a colorist thing. And in Kansas, Missouri, it's this thing about advancing the race, lightening the race, advancing this, my skin tone, blah, blah, blah. And it made him even feel like that. And so when I see people, even for people back then, remember I told you about that, the Joneses, that foster home where that guy was so mean to the black people in the house. But he always said the light skin people are going to get these benefits, and the light skin people are going to get this. And that, and this guy was purple black. His lips was dark. It was it was dark. It was, and so I understand he has a trauma because back then he was so dark that he probably was made fun of. But but instead of changing the narrative, he perpetuated this and he kept pushing this off on us. And I'm like, I don't even look as dark as you. I'm not even close to your skin tone. And but he had something to say about me as well. And I was just like, and then he will always talk about the Jesus and Christ and honorable. And I said, this man is so half-assed backwards. It's not even fucking funny. I said, you're continuing. Even your daughter is dark. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Because his daughter didn't come out how his wife is more of a brown skin. So his daughter came out his complexion. And so even she had that attitude. So it's, when people are like going to school or whatever, you do get made fun of. For having dark skin, I will agree. And I can understand why Candace Owens is like that. I can understand why he was like that, because it'd be people from the black community that be giving you the business. And even other black people, you dark or whatever. Well, motherfucker, maybe you should have breeded with a white man and I could have came out light skin. How about that? You know what I mean? It's just like some of the parents make these dumb decisions and then have the nerve to talk shit about how dark their child came out. Maybe you should have had sex with a white man or a white woman or whatever. Yeah. And so I understand. I do see it. And continue this conversation. I want to even bring into Sunny from The View. She was talking to some people about like the DR Dominicans. The Dominicans is like, these Candace Owens and stuff. They're light skin because of colonization. Everybody want whiteness because they see the benefits that white people get. They're not better than you. They still sold most of the inventions. They carry all the diseases, most of them, the pedophiles, the mass shooters, etc. But it's the benefits. Oh, I can get a better job because I'm light skinned. I agree with people. In America, you can get a better job being light skinned. I agree 100%. You don't see a lot of black people. When you see black CEOs or anybody on the executive team, it's always in like customer service or operations. It's never in finance or head of management, or what. It's always something where we're subservient to helping people. So I'm going to play these two videos, and then we will be right back. But these are good videos to watch because, it just shows you like what whiteness can get, what trying to attain to be white, what it can actually like, what actually happens to you. But in addition, how people will actually treat you. So let's take a look.
People, Black History Month is officially over. So let's talk about some of the horrible shit that white people did. On December 1st, 1944, the French army executed a slew of African soldiers who fought on behalf of France all over Europe in World War II. The Senegalese tirailleurs were Africans who were either conscripted or recruited into the French army under the promise of pay and citizenship. And 200,000 of these soldiers wore French uniforms, they carried French weapons, and they fought for France. And tens of thousands of these soldiers sacrificed their lives for France. And the Germans hated these soldiers because they thought they were inferior to them. They executed thousands of them on the spot, and they withheld food and medicine from them in the POW camps. After one white-on-black massacre, German tanks ran over the bodies of the African soldiers over and over to make sure they were all the way dead. The Germans refused to bury the African soldiers' bodies. In fact, a lot of them were found hanging in trees with their bodies burned. And these soldiers fought bravely for France. They were offered combat pay, veterans benefits, and French citizenship. You guessed it, France fucked them. The French locked these soldiers into a military camp, and these soldiers were angry because they'd only been given a pay and nothing else. And to get a pay on December 1st, 1944 at 9:30 in the morning, French surrounded the troops and opened fire on them. Somewhere between 3,300 African soldiers lost their life that day. We don't know the exact number because the French government banned any article, TV show, or movie regarding the massacre for almost 50 years. The French government publicly called them savages and animals, and they withheld the pensions from the widows who lost their husbands in war. White people have been fucking over black people for a long time. That's why black history is world history, no matter how you feel.
And has always been very interesting to me is people from the Dominican Republic, because I dated a guy when I was in high school who looked to me to be African American. He looked black, and I would say, Louis, I won't use a last name, you're black, and he would say, no, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. A full-on rejection of anything again from Mother Africa. Why is that, do you think? I think it's pretty complicated. I know that it's pretty complicated, especially from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think Sean alluded to it about this is global white supremacy. When you look at the fact that European powers colonized a large chunk of the world, so it's a legacy of that. And then I think a nuance is that we share the island with Haiti.
Yes.
And anybody that knows anything about like Pan-African black history, you know, that's the seat of like black liberation on the Western Hemisphere. So Haiti has been punished for claiming their liberation. And I think that DR has then been upheld as like the golden child of the island because we've been socialized to think that we are not black, right? There's currency in whiteness when we think about white supremacy. So I think for Dominicans, it's the conditioning that whiteness would afford them the luxury of survival. And then it's reinforced in the U.S. because you find the anti-blackness among all people that are colonized. But I think the insidiousness that you find among Dominicans in particular is because of our relationship to Haiti. And I think, sorry, go ahead. We have that antithesis, right? That we're not black because they are black. But most of us get rude awakenings when we migrate outside and people are like, oh, you black. And I think it leads to some of us, not all of us, to then claim that identity. And I think you also have to speak on Trujillo, right? You know, modern day dictator from 1930 to 1961. And, you know, I share this not to make excuses and excuse my people for their behavior, but it was a harsh dictatorship for 31 years. And one of the main goals of his authoritative regime was to whiten the Dominican culture. You know, slaying and assassinating hundreds of thousands, close to a million Haitians and black Dominicans. Because, you know, in DR, we're taught that Haitians were massacred. Dark black Dominicans were massacred as well. And that was yesterday. He was assassinated in 1961. And, you know, that legacy prevails. Our lifetime. My mother was alive. My mother's the youngest of 11. Her sisters were alive. And my mother's family is phenotypically dark-skinned. So they lived that regime in a very particular way where, like my sister says, whiteness and adjacent to whiteness was currency. It was safety, right? So then they bring that here to the States. And, you know, unfortunately, some people in my generation and younger, they still carry that torch, you know, but we're here to like break that curse because it's a curse. Because it's like, there's a chunk of me that I grew up and it was missing. Like, oh, los dominicanos, we were colonized, somos españoles, la madre patria, the motherland is Spain, and then embracing our Taíno-ness and our Arawak and Carib ancestors. But then there was this piece missing. Yes. And then when we reclaimed a vital piece, like I know my sister and I, we came alive because we're like, wow, this is not only a missing piece, which is important, but in our lives, it was a really big piece. It's crucial. And it makes me sad that some of my people may never experience that in their lifetime.
Yeah. Mother Africa.
Mama.
I think it's important also to acknowledge, you know, the dynamic of racialization that we've all been subject to in light of our, you know, respective culturas, our respective origins. As Mexican origin people, as Chicanos, I know my parents went through an Americanization process where their names were changed, you know, the cultural practices of indigeneity, growing our hair long. You know, my mother was forced, you know, her hair was cut in the schools, as were all the young Mexicanitas in K through 12 schools in the United States. So that phenomenon in the Southwest, that Americanization process, you know, still has negative impacts on our psyches. And
that's such an important point. The Americanization and the need to assimilate to try to survive. I mean, my real name is Asuncion. It's not Sunny. Mm-hmm. But who pronounces that, right? Mm-hmm. And in order to survive in this industry, in journalism and television, I was told that I should change my name. No one in my family calls me Sunny. In fact, my grandmother would always say, Sonny, ¿qué es Sonny? ¿Qué es eso? Because that's not my name. And I want to switch gears a little bit to colorism in pop culture, because when you don't see yourself on television and in magazines, that I think is very destructive as well. And I do remember, for me, never seeing anyone that looked like me, and until recently, really, we're seeing a little bit of that. And I was just recently asked to be on the cover of a Latin magazine, which I was shocked at because I was rejected for years from the cover of certain magazines because I wasn't Latina enough. So my question to you is, when you see that the biggest Latino stars are usually more white appearing,
you're on mute.
So I'm going to cut that short there, and we're definitely going to talk about this a little bit later. But sorry, I had to do a quick change. I was like, you look like, is that still him? I was like, yeah. Quick change, guys. But you know, I understand, and this is why I have, don't get me wrong, I have a little leniency. I've dated a lot of Latins, and you know, I would say this is what's interesting. We call it pretty privilege. That shit's real, because I've had so many, including some Indian girls, they came up to me and it's like, oh, you're really pretty or good looking for a black guy, right? I was like, why can't I just be good looking? You know? Yeah, I was like, why do I have to be nice looking for a black guy? You know, and
yeah.
I just, if I look good, I look good. And you know, I take care of my skin, work out, take care of my face and everything. And I see that when I date Latins, they like me because I look good. But if I didn't look good, and I'm not trying to be mean, but if I look like Little Boosie or something, they wouldn't even give me a blink.
No.
But also I got to hear how they talk to other people that are dark skinned, that are not attractive. And I've had to check a few of them, like, hey, that's not cool. Oh, well, you know, they can't be sitting over here. They can't be. I said, listen, you're not white. You never will be white, okay? And this is why a lot of my relationships with Latins have they get along with me because I look good, but I'm pro-black, and I'm gonna fucking say something. If I just feel like you're sitting here being disrespectful to somebody that's dark skinned and stuff, especially because they are not attracted to you or attractive or something, that's going to be a problem for me. You know, I said because I see a lot of Latins that ain't cute, ugly as hell. I seen some white people that look so horrific. I said, baby, God, I don't know what he was doing with you when he was making you. But these be the people that be trying to project they're too dark skinned or this. They I don't care how dark skinned they look better than you. For example, Naomi Campbell, that girl, beautiful, beautiful, supermodel. People know it. I said because guess what? If we were so ugly, Thomas Jefferson and all these slave masters wouldn't have been fucking us. If we were so disease ridden, they wouldn't be sticking their things in us, or even these white women riding on us. I said we ain't that damn ugly. Every time you see a football player or something, he's rich and he got a BBC. Here they go, bringing their stinking asses right there to sit in the women's section of the basketball or football game. So that's why, I understand, and this is why I give people a little bit of grace where they come from, or especially where they come from based on the past, like the 1950s and 40s, people that was born in that era. I understand. But you're dark, you're black, because you see light-skinned people, you're like, well, I know this person's black. And we played the episode. We like, now that's a nigga. How did the white folks not know that was a black person? How did they not know? White passing. And so you would see people back in the day like, well, damn, I know they're black, but why can I get in and I know they're black? Skin tone. And so I can see why they have this attitude towards people or towards dark skin, and I understand. But now I'm glad that we're in this era where people are really proud of being black and being who they are, because we make all the inventions, all the culture, the nightlife, the dances, black people, dark skinned.
Yeah, and I can see where we agree on that. Meaning, like, if you're a Latino and you are presenting lighter skin or close to white, I can understand you being delusional or being like, I have the complexion for the protection, or it may be easier for me to migrate in these spaces. I get that. But when you a Celia Cruz looking ass nigga and you right here talking about you're not black, or you like, oh, I know black eye Dominican, I know black eye Cuban, I know black eye Puerto Rican, I know black eye. Like, have you looked in the fucking mirror? Because when you bring your ass over here, they're not doing, like, you can't even sit at the light skin table with light skinned niggas when you come over here. If that's the fucking case, those are the ones that get me, because it's like, are you looking in the mirror? Because this only extends in your foot. Because how the fuck are you gonna say I know black eye Dominican when everything about you is black down to your fucking hair? You a nigga with an accent. That's it. You speak Spanish. That's the fuck it. You're still a nigga. You just a nigga that speaks Spanish. That's the fuck it. Those are the ones that blow me, because it's like, where have you been? And I guess what they're saying is that the whiteness is like a protection, or so they come over here and you try to cling to that. But again, if you look that part, then I can understand you playing that part. But when you don't look that part, how the fuck are you gonna be anti-black when you look like a goddamn nigga?
That part.
That's the part that gets me. I need an explanation on that. Because Celia Cruz is like, to them, the exception, whereas she should be the fucking rule, because she's still an Afro Latina.
Yes, and proud of it.
And proud of it.
And proud of it.
She was proud of it. So why can you like Celia Cruz? Oh my God, I love her. And then when somebody calls you black, you get fucking offended. I know Negro. I know. Okay.
It's that whiteness.
So when the cops is whooping your ass and you right here, help. No Latino, no, que, no. I know. Papi, I know Dominican, I negro, I black, I cannot help you.
Black, you Dominican.
Yeah, I be like, me no Dominican, me no Cuban, me negro. I cannot help you. They got to whoop your ass. That's what it is. Same
Yeah.
thing like you Somalians. Like, have you niggas looked in the motherfucking mirror?
Oh, they're the worst. I'm like
Are
they are dark. I mean, and they
dark?
even the accent is still there. I don't care how long they've been in America, they still sound Somalian. I'm like,
Exactly. And then get offended when people call you black. Now there's this thing where when you call somebody black, they're taking it literally. Like, do you see my skin? This isn't black. This is brown. Or this is. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. You the mental gymnastics you're doing to not be a nigga is fucking ridiculous. Everybody wanna be a nigga, but don't nobody wanna be a nigga. That's the fucking
that part.
problem.
That part.
You want everything. You want the coolness. You want the swag. You want all of what it encompasses to be black, but you don't want the problems that come with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it. You can't be. A lot of you Afro Latinos are fucking Afro when it's convenient for you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time, I ain't no black. I know, no, I know, no, don't call me black. I know black.
But you know what's interesting is that even when we're marching or protesting, they know that they're like, oh, let's go to the blacks to help us. I said, y'all know that we move shit. They know that, but they don't
know.
want this. But once everything's settled down, and once they get their nice houses and cars, and I don't want to be associated with black. That's why I said, you guys, we draw on the line. 8,000 last year. I drew the line. I drew the line in 2024. I ain't fucking with you. Nope. I'm just not. I'm not playing that game with you. If you want to be white so bad, to my cousins that's watching, I don't give a shit. If you want to be white so bad, stay over there. Because when you get your ass whooped, because everybody's forgetting what happened in Nazi Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I could use are white people. I don't care how you fucking slice it. They converted in the 70s. These are white people from Europe. They're from Spain, Portugal, Ukraine, Russia. We've showed these videos too. They're all on YouTube. Now you see white folks calling themselves Native American. I keep telling everybody, I say, at the end of the day, if you want to be associated with that, because they separated you. They made the Germans, I said, y'all look white to me. Those Germans said, no, these motherfuckers ain't us. Where your documents? That was it. Where your documents? And they separated their asses. I said, and that's what I think is going to happen to all these black people that's trying to breed to be lighter skinned. I said, then they're going to say, well, where's your family lineage? Where's your birth certificate? And then when they start pulling shit up, oh, well, you have black lineage. And by that time, if they want to take out all the blacks, there ain't going to be nobody to help you because there's nobody to defend you. No more black people are here. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You eliminated them. Eugenics.
Exactly.
They're no longer here to help you. And so by that time, it's too late. Now your ass is walking into a gas chamber about to get gassed. Just how they did in Nazi Germany. I'll tell you, people better wake up, be proud of who you are. And one thing before we go, I would never, ever, ever allow myself to feel bad or be talked down to by a bunch of people that don't even like who they are. You have Asians that want to be white. You have East Indians that want to be white. You have a lot of these Latins that I'm white. They don't even love themselves. They don't even love their own culture. Look at ICE. Latins are going and arresting other Latins and sending them to concentration camps. That's what they call it, detention centers for concentration camps. People are disappearing in those. And they are never being, and nobody know where they are now. That's what's going on. So I tell you, this is my advice to everybody. When you see people that's like that, and they're like, oh, I'm a white Latino, I wouldn't listen to them about beauty standards. I wouldn't listen to them about any advice because they don't even love their fucking selves. There ain't no way I'm gonna be sitting here trying to attain to be a group of people that they don't even like me, but I'm still trying to attain to be just like them. Knowing where I'm Mexican or Puerto Rican, why would you do that? You don't even love yourself. So I tell people, especially dark-skinned people, don't let none of these motherfuckers sit here and talk to you like you crazy because they don't even love themselves. They don't even want to do their own culture. They don't want to do their own salsa dances, and even though that's black, and samba, even though that's black, but they don't even love their own culture because they want to be white so bad. So stop listening to people that don't even give a fuck about themselves. I see Asians like that too. Pale, they whiter than white people. Go look at K-pop. Pale as shit. Oh, I'm a white Asian. So you're not proud of where you are? You're not proud of being Japanese? You're not proud of being Chinese? Seriously? And I'm supposed to listen to you about beauty standards and you don't even love yourself. Let that sink in, you guys. But that's all the time we have. It's a short show today because I have to get somewhere. We're gonna show some videos real quick, and I don't know if some of these videos are real or not. But I want to show a few things here as we go through everything, and I think this is going to be a good discussion to talk about in the future because this really, our chats, like we see the chats, and the chats really resonated with this. So I think that when we have Darlitra on, because she has her family's very light skinned, I would like her to come on the show and talk about that too. And I think we can probably do this Thursday. That way we can, because that light skin, when you're light skinned, and just what Sunny said, you get more privileges. It's just the way it is. It's the way the society has it set up. So this is somebody that wrote this earlier. They said 58% of child molesters in the U.S. white dads. This isn't gossip. This is reality. Silence doesn't protect kids. Awareness does. And it's not like we already knew that. And then I don't know if this is AI, but this is why I don't be doing all those crazy excursions. Take a look.
Oh,
I don't know if it was real or not.
Get me the fuck down.
I don't know if that was real or not, but I was like, that's why. But I heard I did go research this on Google, and they do have something like this where you can go over rivers where alligators ran. And then I thought this was funny as well. Get us a good laugh. Sorry about that.
What happened?
She was dancing, and I guess.
Oh, she
yeah.
Oh,
and
she jumped up. The girl fell. Okay.
Yeah, and I thought this was pretty cool as well. Take a look.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest, you can beat the world, you can win the war.
And he made it through all those cars. One wrong mistake could have ended everything.
Ooh, Jesus.
One wrong mistake. And then I thought this was funny as well. Take a look.
I love him.
He's really good. So, Nikki, anything upcoming? Where can they find you at?
I'm still working on merch and FTP stuff. In the meantime, you can find me at Instagram, bitch_happens, and the backup is bitch_happens 2.0. So yeah, that's it. And still working on FTP stuff. So stay tuned, guys.
Yes, and
I
also,
know y'all want the songs. I have to work on getting the songs. It is a process of uploading. I have to do the cover because you have to have cover art. So I have to do that. I have to do the cover art, submit it, and then they will tell us. So it is a process, but it is in the works. So just be patient. As soon as it is available, it will be on all music streaming platforms. So that's Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Pandora. It will be everywhere. So I am working on that, y'all. Trust me, I'm working on it, but it is a process. It's not like instantaneous, but it is a process. And as soon as it is available, you'll be able to purchase it. You should be able to purchase it on those platforms, but you can definitely purchase it on Apple Music and iTunes. So once we get that fully up and running, we'll have that update ready. But trust me, I'm working on it.
yes, and also we didn't get any donations today through Super Chats or Venmo, but that's okay. We love seeing you guys. So we appreciate you guys being here. One of the things you can always do for us, which is free, like, share, and subscribe on all our platforms. That helps us so much. And recommended it. There's somebody reached out and said, oh, I've recommended it to my friends and now they're watching. I recommended it to my friends and now they're watching. Word of mouth is getting out about our show. And so we do appreciate you guys doing it as well. So tell your friends, tell your coworkers, hey, watch FTP podcast, whatever. It's on YouTube. They got an Instagram, whatever, but it has been helping. So we do appreciate that. We will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here for the full 2 hours. I just had something I had to get done that I forgot I was supposed to do. So I was like, let me get this done because I said I was going to do it and I want to be a person of my word. Other than that, please like, share, subscribe. We will see you next time. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
FTP Podcast has partnered with Savage X Fenty. New members get up to 60% off site-wide with Savage X Rewards. Exclusive pricing and discounts on Fenty Beauty and Fenty Skin. Access this special offer via our link tree at linktr.ee/FTP podcast show. Savage X Fenty, delivered by FTP.
Silk Press Jesus has returned. He's white, historically rebranded, and Grindr approved for Christian comfort. Don't miss your blessing. Order now.
Get on out, get out, get on out. Can't stay on the scene unless you got that green. Whoa! Get out, get on out, get out, get on out. Ice is on that ass, you don't get a fourth chance. Whoa! Get out, get on out, whoa, get out. I didn't vote black, got that ass in back.